Welcome to the very first episode of Club Sport TV. In this brand new series, we shine a spotlight on South Africa's vibrant club sports, from cricket to boxing, baseball to paddle, volleyball, American football 5 League, and so much more. Today, we kick things off with one of the most intense and inspiring sports you'll ever see, South African Wheelchair Rugby. A fast-paced game that combines rugby, basketball and handball, and proves that strength, resilience and teamwork know no limits. Stay tuned as we take you courtside, meet the players and hear their incredible stories of courage and determination. This is Club Sport TV, and it all starts right now.
The wheelchair rugby it's a massive sport. Unfortunately, in South Africa, it's a growing sport. If you look at the sort of leading nations, Great Britain, the USA, Australia, they've got a massive setup. So we're striving to get to that sort of level, and it's taking a lot of hard work behind the scenes. There's lots of people involved. We're trying to grow the sport as much as possible. The thing like resources, funding, it's not always so readily available in South Africa. We get, for instance, let me give you an example. We don't really have that many high performance chairs in the country. We import a lot of chairs from Great Britain, Australia, New Zealand, that sort of thing. We don't have manufacturers here in South Africa.
Yeah, the team's been they've been around since about 1987, if I'm not mistaken. That's when rugby started. It hasn't been very active. I've only been involved since 2003, and since then, I've personally only managed to be on three national tours. This will be my fourth one, due to funding. And last time the team actually played was in 2015, so it's 10 years since we played, and that was in London at the World Championships, and that was in the middle of the World Cup at the same time. So that was the last time the teams played. Before that, it was 2013, and then before that, 2009, and if I'm not mistaken, 2007. But I only got and made the national team in 2009.
We're going to go into a bit of game play now. So we're going to test out all of our potential lineups. There's a couple, I can be very honest with you guys, there's a couple of lineups that we've got at our disposal. We're going to test out the 3-5-3 1/2. We're going to do then a 2-2 2-5 1-5, and then we'll see after that what we go with.
Up next, we dive deeper into the world of wheelchair rugby as we chat to the coach and some of the team members about training, teamwork, and what it takes to compete at this level. Stay with us. Now, if you're watching wheelchair rugby for the very first time, the impact might surprise you. The crashes, the blocks, the speed, it's all part of the game. This is what makes wheelchair rugby so thrilling to watch. What's also incredible is that this is a mixed gender sport. Men and women competing together, side by side, as one team. It's fast-paced, it's demanding, and the players need to be at the top of their game. That means hours of training, practice and conditioning. In just a moment, we'll chat to the coach and some of the team members to hear more about how they prepare for such an intense and inspiring sport.
So I'm also involved at a club level. I coach the team here in Pretoria, the University of Pretoria, Tikki's team. So one of the best things for me is seeing, we do a couple of development days, so we go to the rehabs, the local rehabs, the special schools, that sort of thing, is seeing people's reactions when they see someone get into a rugby chair and that first collision that they see. It's so funny to see people's faces. People are so shocked by what these people can do. So there's actually now two formats of the game. There was always, for a long time, there was only one format of the game, typically known as quad rugby, so that is designed specifically for the quadriplegics. There's now a newer version of the game which allows for the inclusion of paraplegics. So the quad rugby is a team of 4 players on court. Each player will receive a classification, so depending on their level of disability they will get a score between 0.5 and 3.5.
The team may not have more than 8 points on the court at one time. So for example, I'm a 2.5 point player, so my rest of my teammates, the 3 other players on the team with me, can only make up 5.5 points. So you can go lower but you can't go over, and then so it evens it out, so the teams are equally balanced from a ability perspective. And then when you cross between the try line, you get one point.
We play 4 quarters of 8 minutes. We play a stop-start time. So if the ball goes dead, the clock stops. You then have, so say you start the game from either end of the court. The ball will come in. You then have 12 seconds to cross over the halfway line. But also in that 12 seconds, you need to have bounced the ball every 8 seconds. So if you don't cross the halfway line in that 12 seconds, it's a turnover ball. Also, if you fail to bounce the ball in that 8 seconds, turnover ball. You also then have it's a very technical game, a 40-second shot clock. So once you get over that halfway line, you then have 40 seconds in which you must score, otherwise it's a turnover ball. Then the newer version of the game is, we call it fives rugby, so there's 5 players on court. Like I said, it allows for paraplegics, so slightly more abled players. So the game's a lot quicker, it's a lot faster, the hands are a little bit better, that sort of thing, yeah. So typically close games will be within 1 point of each other. It's a technical game in that you need to score as often as you get possession. That's why a turnover is such a massive thing in the game. If you can force a turnover, it's essentially like you've gained an extra scoring opportunity, because the game is so back and forth the whole time. You really need to take every opportunity you get to score.
I got involved in wheelchair rugby was a long time ago, 2005 I think. I played and then because I was still at my high school level in Pretoria, Soshanguve, and then I left it for a while, I think like 10 years, and then I came back. The thing that attracted me to wheelchair rugby is that it's a very fun sport, and I'm also a team player, so that's why I like to play wheelchair rugby. The hardest part of playing wheelchair rugby is that you need to have a proper equipment, and it's not very cheap to get those kind of equipment. Those are the only challenges we have, and also the tapes and the gloves that we have. I think just to cover it all, it's just the equipment. Those are the most challenging parts of playing wheelchair rugby.
The cost of these chairs alone is astronomical, especially in our climate. I mean, if you're looking at a brand new wheelchair rugby chair, like I said, we don't make them in South Africa, so we would generally import them from New Zealand. You're looking at 150, 180,000 rand to get the chair here. Then it's made to measure. It's a perfect chair. So funding is definitely the biggest aspect for us at the moment. Yeah. So at a club level, we get together once a week, and then at a national level, so we're now building up. We've got the tournament coming up in October, so we're now also training once a week with the national team. But then in an off season, we will maybe reduce that to once every 2 weeks, just to sort of check in, make sure everybody's still working hard behind the scenes. But everyone here still has a day job. We aren't a full professional sport. We're not sponsored athletes, so everyone still has work. They've still got home commitments, family commitments. So yeah, we try and get together at least once a week for now, and once every 2 weeks in the off season. Fitness is a big thing, especially for us. We pride ourselves on being the fittest in the game. I think personally it can change the way that you play the game. If you are fit, it's a lot easier. Things become a lot easier. You make decisions easier. So yeah, definitely. So our fitness, we did a very big pre-season. So we did a lot of fitness in the beginning, lots of strength and conditioning, and now we are heading more towards the sort of tapering end. So now we're focusing a little bit more on game-specific scenarios, skills, that sort of thing.
Fitness is very crucial in wheelchair rugby, especially because it's very physical, and also you need to stay fit, because you play 4 quarters in a match, so you need to push really hard all those 10 minutes.
Typically I'll do Monday gym and Wednesday gym, and then on the weekends I'll try and do some light hand cycling or some gym if I'm feeling up for it.
I try and exercise every day. Cardio, especially pushing and more pushing, and mentally try to focus. I watch a lot of rugby games, so sometimes I watch more games than actual playtime. We practice 2 times a week, and then weekends as well. So yeah.
What motivates me is that I'm a fighter, first of all, and also I like to play sport team, because you get to know other people's advantages and also their weaknesses, and also you learn more with their other cultures. So that's what motivates me. For me to be part of a wheelchair national team, it's very, I don't have words to describe it, but it's well recognition for me as a player personally. That means whatever I'm doing in a court in wheelchair rugby is been recognized by SA team. So yeah.
My personal goal has always been to represent my country, so that in itself is a very proud moment. And knowing the succession plan for where we want to head towards, I think winning the Division C tournament would be the ultimate.
We are flying to Oslo on the 7th of October to compete in the European Championships Division C, sorry. So we hopefully will, if we gain promotion there, we go into Division B, which is what we are really aiming for. And from there, it's still a long road to sort of walk, but the ultimate goal is a Paralympic spot one day.
What I would love to achieve is to go there and play my heart out for my country, and also to win, because it's been a while South Africa rugby playing internationally, so I think this is the right time to get back to it. I think how we handle the fatigues and injuries is just to stay fit, and because we not only practice on court, but we also do gym, we do push on the road, just to keep fit, so that we stay away from the injuries and try to eat healthier also.
It is difficult. It's not like any other sport really. There's a certain special sort of set of considerations that you need to make. It's not like an able-bodied person. There's different considerations. So you've got to have all of that in the back of your mind, but then still wanting to achieve sort of elite things. You still want to be able to push. So there's a little bit of a tweak in the way that you would do fitness and things like that. Luckily for me, I've got a bit of a background in that sort of stuff. I'm a biokineticist. I worked in professional sport for a little bit, so I've got a bit of a background in sports science as well, so that all sort of helps me when I need to look after and doctor a few of these players, yeah.
What I will say is that they must come and join the sport because it's not only sport, but it's also life. It's also a career, and it also can build your confidence, and it also can give you many qualities of life from wheelchair rugby. So I will tell them they must come and join wheelchair rugby.
Come and try it. Get in the chair. There's nothing like it. I promise you. It's such a inspirational sport. It really is to see what the sport does for people. I've met people now over the last couple of years where they've got essentially the stuff that happens to people to get them to the sport is it's usually a life-altering experience that happens. It's a car accident or a this or a that. You've broken your neck. It's definitely a tough thing to go through. This sport gives those people something to hold on to, something to wake up for every morning. It's a defining thing in someone's life, finding something like this.
To give someone a sense of purpose, you know, as you spoke about there, we are a close-knit group and we are like a family, but I think there's many advantages, especially, you know, being fit and active and staying healthy and just, you know, prolonging your life as long as you can. I think it's important.
Stay tuned. After the break, we'll hear from the players as they share their life-changing stories of resilience and how wheelchair rugby transformed their lives. In this final part of the show, we hear from two players who share how life-changing accidents place them in a wheelchair and how discovering wheelchair rugby has transformed their lives.
I was introduced to it when I was at rehab. One of the guys that was selling chairs came in and I think they said, you must go talk to Clyde, because when I injured myself, I became a quadriplegic, and there wasn't many sports around there. I was very active before that. I was, you know, Augus's and 94.7s, and I was a skydiver, and I ran, and I was actually training for the comrades at the time. So suddenly my life changed, and so they said, well, let's find something for Clyde to do, I guess, you know. And they brought this guy around and they told me about wheelchair rugby. So that was in 2003. So I left rehab on the Friday and I started playing rugby on the Monday. And the rest is history. Yeah, my life changed on the 16th of March 2003. In fact, it was the day of the August Soccer Tour. And I've done 13 August Soccer Tours before that, and I'd opted not to go to Cape Town to ride it, opted to go skydiving. So I was a very active skydiver. I have 1,622 skydives to my name. I was a tandem instructor. I was a accelerated freefall instructor, and I was a pilot. So I was busy doing my commercial license at the time. But life changes when they throws you a lemon. And I ran. We were training for the two oceans to qualify for the comrades. That was my goal. So life changed, you know. But life's not over, you know. You just got to look at things differently. Maybe I threw myself into wheelchair rugby. As I mentioned, I left rehab on the Friday and I started playing rugby on the Monday. And I was slow. I was dead slow. I was being lapped. I mean, I was nothing like anybody on here. Anybody in the worst day would beat me. I was terrible. But I pushed through. And it took me, 6 years to make the national team. But I was determined and I pushed through. My accident was caused by skydiving. I had a canopy collision about 2 stories above the ground and I broke my neck. And the rest is where I am now.
On 9/11 2013, a normal day, getting up, took the kids to school and driving to a meeting about 600 km from where I used to work. A truck head-on into my lane, car rolled. The truck driver took me out of the car, snapped my back, left me there and stole everything they could. So woke up next to the road. The only thing I remember from the accident clearly was 2 hands on my shoulders, turned me around and said, "You're gonna be okay." That was the first thing I remembered when I woke up. And yeah, life changed definitely in the worst ever can imagine. Not just lost my legs and everything. It was the injury on duty, and my work decided that I'm not the image anymore and I can't work for them anymore. So I lost my job, I lost my legs, and I thought, they're going to take my kids away. How will I be able to be a mom? My youngest was grade 2 and my eldest was in grade 11, single mom. So I was like, no, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to do this. And I remember it was school holidays and my kids took a taxi to come to hospital, booked into a guest house with a taxi to hospital every day. They ended up just being there and support me, and I said to the doctor on 26 October I'm going home, and he said to me, 6 months in rehab. And the morning of 26 October, I went home, be able to dress myself. I bought a car. It was adapted. I started driving again. I took my kids to school. Life went on. And then I got introduced into rugby, and my daughter started reffing, and I started scuba diving. How I met my husband was with scuba diving. So I qualified as a diver 3 months before my accident, and never even it crossed my mind that I will ever dive again. Where now I'm a rescue diver. We started a non-profit where we dive with mostly disabled kids, schools, get them in the water, get them to the ocean, get them to dive. So we dive with all kinds of disabilities, from paraplegic, quadriplegic, blind, Down syndrome, and that's the one sport that includes the whole family. If you've got a disability or you don't have a disability, it's something the whole family can do. And for me, with the scuba diving with disabled people, it has brought so much healing inside of myself, being able to give something back to the community, and just to see the kids' faces and like bonga for the first time in water, it's just so mind-blowing. So loving it. Love to share my passion with rugby, and being able to dive and share that opportunity to people thinking I'll never be on a beach again. Now you put them on the beach, on a boat, in the sea. So
I want to be a wheelbarrow player. I want to be a wheelbarrow player. Living done for one another. Living done for one another. Be trust. Whatever drinking. Keep reminding. My team. Your team. Our team. My side.
Wow! What an incredible team and truly inspiring stories. Wheelchair Rugby shows us that no matter what life throws your way, you can still live a life full of purpose, value and passion. That brings us to the end of this episode of Club Sport TV. Remember to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Stardust TV to stay connected. We'll also be running regular competitions and giveaways on our Facebook page, so don't miss out. Until next time, stay safe, God bless, and we'll see you again next week for another exciting episode of Club Sport TV.